start undermining the footing of the cultists and their armies so that they break their ankles and they can't advance, and they'll fall down prone as they decide to fall back. And I'm
just like digging pits all over in the town, and they're just like, oh man.
It's just under feet. It's like a cat on a staircase. As they're backing up, it's just tripping. And it's like that scene in Robin Hood Men in Tights where the knights just keep falling and falling and falling. The domino effect. All right, roll me an animal handling check with advantage.
Okay. Hey, 20.
Hey. All right, and then roll me a dexterity check. Also advantage.
Another 20.
All right. Ridire, what do you do?
I'm gonna kind of keep doing what I'm doing. We have the trees have been throwing rocks, right? Because I had instructed them to do that. Okay. So we're kind of like at the bottom of this ramp, and there's still enemies up on top of it, and then there's enemies on the road into the towns. Is that correct? Okay. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna move into the force that's up by the part of the force that's up by the ramp, and try and help us just push up that ramp.
Okay.
So I'll kind of do the same kind of thing I was doing before. I'm also going to activate the General of Enoth, and I'm just going to have that thing spin like a freaking buzzsaw directly in front of the shield line.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
All right, the general is out.
Is he's going to be like General Grievous of Enoth?
General Kenobi.
All right, that's going to be a strength check. And
10.
Ah, man.
Makes sense. We're going uphill.
Yeah. I want to change it up a little bit and not just do strength and acrobatics or strength and athletics every time. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Also a 10.
Okay.
Flat, pretty even in the middle at least.
Yeah. All right, Oliver, what do you do?
I want to start trying to see if we can get people, like, start taking them south a little bit, so if we can start trying to corral the enemy up northern more, and they're not kind of, like, spread out all along. We're just starting to make sure that we have them kind of contained, rather than potentially having multiple avenues they can come from.
Okay. Any specific spell, cantrip, weapon?
I mean, I'll probably be using, like, spells alongside any other person I bring with me to try and push down, like, press down, like, add some heat to the situation, and you know, make it so that they're trying to move forward, but it's mostly just the strategic play.
Do it. Summon a dragon.
9. Why not?
We'll save that. Save it for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that's kind of a desperate play. Like, if we start getting like really hurt here. But yeah, I think I'm just going to be starting to, like, try to lay down heat with whoever else is going to go with me south. Take a group and try to push them up. More of like a leadership thing than a...
So when you say push them north, are you, like, you're trying to push them towards the keep?
Yes, rather than trying to, like, because right now they're kind of spread, like, up in this area, that type of thing. I want to try to corral them up towards this area.
Yeah, we want to get them into a into a contained ball so that they can't flank around.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a handle on where they all are.
So we're controlling where they get to be. Right? Panda, that's what you meant?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to speak for you.
Roll me an Arcana check.
23.
Okay. And then roll me a Wisdom check.
17.
Okay. All right. So, going back to the top. Tal'Dama, you are able to push forward with your group, and at one point this is your badger, right?
Yeah, the badger's doing
Yeah.
it. I'm also like mold earthing along with it.
All right. So you're advancing on these werewolves and cultists and everything. And at one point, you point to the ground that you're mold earthing underneath the feet of a group of werewolves and vampires and whatnot, and your badger jumps up and runs down the length of your arm and jumps off into this crowd. And all of a sudden you just see like 7 or 8 of them just fall over backwards. And looking, you sense the badger's head poke out of this like mass of limbs that have just tangled up over themselves, and you get the sense that if a badger could smile, this one is having the time of his life.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm so happy he's happy.
you're doing great.
He just chitters and runs to find the next person that he can trip up.
Dig yourself all the way to Albuquerque.
All right, Ridire, you are moving up the ramp with force. You're definitely moving with your group. It's not pushing as far quickly as you are used to, but you're definitely making progress forward. A couple of seconds and you are able to breach to the top of the ramp, kind of where that flag sits. There's quite a few enemies kind of in your area, but they are way more on the defensive than any of you. And it's that kind of like 300 style thing where you're chanting or you're like yelling out something, and then they all do that cheer and take a step, and it's just this force of paladin justice moving forward. Oliver, you are able to blast an acid, basically, moat into the ground, separating this southern, let's see here, we'll do this, and we'll do that, and we'll do that, and so basically, over the course of some time, because it's mostly cantrips, but you're able to, with your force, kind of create a force, magical barrier that forces them to start moving upwards or risk having to go through the acid if they were to try and flank you.
Oh.
All right, let's do it again. D100 times 2, please.
24.
74.
97.
Well, that's gonna average out to a positive. So, yeah, we'll say that it takes some doing, but basically you have started to started to gain a definite momentum on the battle here. I need everybody to roll me a perception check, and if you generally get advantage, you get advantage.
5.
19.
23.
Okay. Throughout all of this, Oliver, your perception is focused on any and all werewolves. You don't really have any specific target in mind. You're going after anything with fur. Ridire, you're a little bit more focused in looking at, who you're fighting, and if there's anything that stands out about them, to make them unique. And so far in this battle, none of the enemies have stood out as particularly high level, overpowered compared to the others, the average that you've been facing off against. Tal'Dama, you are keeping an eye out for that little brat of a fox that stabbed you in the gut.
I still have my knife.
And you have not seen that stupid little... And you have not sensed the stupid little fox yet, either.
She's probably afraid to hold up in the keep. Next to that blasted little bird of hers. Cardinal Dorn.
I saw a cardinal the other day. Had very nice plumage.
Oh, no, I have Monty Python parrot sketch in my head.
More.
It's pining for the fjords.
Pining for the fjords?
Just asleep is all.
Hello, Polly. Do you want a cracker?
Hello! He smashes it on.
I had rigor mortis already.
Oh, this parrot is no more. It has ceased to be.
It is an ex-parrot.
Are we leaving this in?
Probably. I love it. All right. Now, round 5. I am going to say that this has probably taken a good hour, maybe 2 of just constant fighting while all this is happening. I know that in reality, most medieval battles were over pretty quickly, all things considered, so I'm trying to keep that in mind for how long this will take.
Well, usually they didn't always fight to the death. They fought until they saw that they were losing, and then they ran away.
Yeah.
The vast majority of deaths that happened during medieval battles was not during the battle itself, but was during the rout when one army started retreating.
Yeah. And, I mean, really, once you get stabbed once, the fight's usually pretty out of you. It's not like D&D rules where you're constantly back and forth till your HP is down to 0.
Yeah, it's a lot more like Wonder.
Yeah, our custom system is you have very few wounds, so they are very precious.
It is coming along.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, we've been working on it a lot lately.
Good. Oh, you guys are awesome.
The freaking boss has all these charts been put together and stuff, and I was like scribbling in a notebook.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What can I say? I like Excel.
All right. So, Curiosity went first last time. Ridire, what are you doing?
We're gonna kind of do what Oliver did. We're gonna try and, in this northern area here, kind of corral them in, and kind of try and set up. Well, if they are retreating into the keep, we will kind of pull back and let that happen, so we can set up properly for a siege. But if they're just kind of like en masse, just sitting there, we'll try and push in and corral them in.
Okay.
Do I want to summon Barnabas? I don't want to do the charge with Barnabas yet. We've been making good progress. We don't need me to cavalry charge in. So, yeah, I'll keep just keep that morale, keep that momentum going with my troops. Do I have anything else I want to use? I mean, basically everything that I've already said I'm doing, I can continuously still do. Like, I could still be protecting with my wings. Aura of Vitality would be gone now, but that helped us kind of push through that first part. Yeah, I think I just want to keep kind of trying to flank them in here.
Okay. Roll me a... Let's do a persuasion check as a way to rally the troops and keep pushing them forward.
It's a 27.
27. And let's do
Finally a stat I actually have a bonus in.
And let's do another charisma check.
Charisma. 11.
11. Okay. All right. So, yes. No, you know what? I'm not going to narrate until everybody has gone so I can see how it goes. So, Oliver, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna specifically try to be singling out anybody who looks particularly strong, the heaviest forces that look like they might do the most damage first, so that we get like the strong heavy hitters out of the way.
Okay. Roll me an
solid thing for you to do.
Roll me an investigation check.
22.
Okay.
He's good at those. He's good at those.
And roll me a dexterity check.
Not as good as that. 16.
All right.
Still solid. Still solid.
Yeah.
And Tal'Dama, what do you got for me?
I definitely want to, okay. As people get close to me or Darius, I'm using Crusher, especially the, on the cultist, to, like, knock them into each other.
Okay.
While this is going on, I would like to try to find any of like the most heavily armored cultist or werewolf specifically, and I want to moonbeam it.
Okay.
The one that seems like the boss. If I can't find anybody, I won't do it, but...
I will say that from your experience, nobody is standing out as a boss in this.
Alright, so I wouldn't be doing... Yeah, so... But I am
Maybe just
looking
like
for them...
Maybe just like a pocket of werewolves. Just hit them with it.
Oh yeah, like any werewolves that are densely packed that could be most affected by a moonbeam.
Okay.
And then just kind of like a searing laser from the sky. I'm moving it around to where they are.
Oof. Okay.
You ever played Command and Conquer Generals? It's like the ion particle cannon in that game.
It's so interesting that it is only a 5-foot radius. Oh, what? 5-foot radius. So that's 10 feet.
10 foot. Yeah. So I can get 4 at a time.
Yeah. All right.
And shape changers have disadvantage, and they get revert to their original form.
Okay.
That's why I'm specifically going after werewolves.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. This is going to be... Also investigation.
Oh, I'm so good at investigation. You have no idea.
And honestly, because you're using a spell, a specific spell, I'm not gonna have you do the stat check.
Oh, okay.
Because it's gonna work.
Yeah, that one is a saving throw one anyways, so.
Yeah. So, and with them on the retreat at this point, it's gonna succeed. Okay. So, we're gonna start with Zero, who is definitely able to rally the troops and keep pushing people in a northern direction, and makes very good ground very quickly and leaves behind a lot of dead werewolves and cultists. At one point, like 3 or 4 cultists come charging, foam coming from the mouths, just wild-eyed and rabid humanoids, and they charge your group, and with your shields, you hold them at bay, and then you have a group of spearmen come and stab them, and as they're about to explode, you all push at the same time and just create this wave of exploding cultists that go rocketing backwards.
Oh.
That's gotta be demoralizing for
It's
people
like,
watching in the keep.
Oh, have you ever seen Gundam Wing? And he shoots the laser out at all the other mobile suits, and then you see the line of explosions across the sky.
Yeah. Oliver, I have forgotten what you did.
He was targeting any of the big, strong enemies, like the particularly beefy werewolves and things like that, to make it so they're not a threat.
Thank you. I all of a sudden hit a wall, and my brain went click.
That was that wall I cast earlier.
Oh,
It's got a lot of hit points.
It's
Yeah,
super
it
effective.
It does.
Oh, if you stack them on top of each other, they've got a lot of hit points. Suddenly the gate was the most fortified place in the city.
That was amazing.
It was.
What?
I mean, you layered them up, so it was like 6 solid feet of stone behind that gate.
That was 8. I underestimated how much health. Do you want to know how much health that wall actually had?
Over 1,000, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
1,800 hit points.
Oh, I love it. That's still one of my favorite encounters. That that was amazing. So much fun. I can't believe that worked out.
That worked really well.
Actually, this is working out really well here too. I like
Yeah.
this. All right. So, Oliver, again, this is where your draconic nature and your elven nature are really mixing to be incredibly effective as you're like finding these trees to like climb up and look out over the field and finding these pinpointed areas where there's a general in the werewolf army directing people and just pinpoint accuracy, taking them out like a sniper rifle from the tree line with these magical bolts of acid. And yeah, it feels pretty good after all your time dealing with werewolves.
One big werewolf like stands up to like yell out a challenge, and then just like an acid bolt just blows out the back of its head.
And he's like, his eyes go glassy. He's like, "Whoa, dude!"
It's that.
It's not actual just like burning. It's just they just start tripping really, really hard.
It's that scene from Troy, too. Like you face up against one really big, strong, muscular one, and you know you start to move forward towards him, and he throws a spear, and you just dodge out of the way, feint, take a step, Superman punch right in the side of the face with an acid fist, and just drop him, the jaw melting away. And then, yeah, Tal'Dama, you're able to look, and there's this group that is heading towards the keep. Most of them are getting moved further north away from the keep, but there's this small group of werewolves that start heading towards the door, and as they get close to it, you just drop a moonbeam in front of them, and they end up running into it. And there's just like 3 or 4 groups of this that come, and as they're forced into their humanoid form, you just see like all of their ferocity and confidence shatter, and then the sustained damage that they've already taken and everything, like their last seconds on the earth are spent in misery at the loss of their true, what they consider their true self and their form, and they're reduced to this husk.
As dozens of rocks come whizzing through the air.
Yeah.
And no longer do they have thick werewolf pelts protecting them.
And meanwhile, your what was it? It was the badger, the owlbear, and
I have a giant rat who's...
The giant rat this entire time has been running around just handing rocks to soldiers.
Yeah, because they have big grasping digits. Yeah.
So he just picks up a rock, hands it to you, you enchant it, he takes it, he goes running away with it to hand it to somebody else.
There is a rodent of unusual size.
You at one point somebody puts an travel pack on him, and it's just getting filled with rocks.
Magic stone distribution system.
I need everybody to roll me 3 D100s and take the highest.
Whoa.
98.
Starting off strong.
30. Alright, you're still good though.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine. Yeah, the
averages out to 69.
Nice.
Hey, that's what session this is.
Nice. Double nice.
Nice. Very nice.
Pista.
Oh no.
I mean, there are still forces that have been down here. Just to be like, you know, it's not completely over in that easy.
However, will they get past the acid?
Well, it's not just the acid. It's the fact that you had troops, you know, dealing with it as well.
And the fire and the flames.
We'll carry on. Yeah, so the northern forces that you diverted, most of them end up either getting wiped out or they start to run away. There's still fighting going on. You know, this isn't like you're moving in one giant line, just crushing them. These are small battles taking place over time, and you know, you're moving through, helping out and moving as a unit where you can, but it's you've gained ground, and this is where you're at with your forces.
I think we let the forces keep dealing with that, and this is now where we need to start. We need to head into the keep. And they want to rush it with us, and we're gonna. I think we need to rush it.
Yeah.
All right. In saying this, Shari says, you know, the goal was to get you to the keep to handle this. We will crush the remaining forces outside, and will protect the entrance so that you are not attacked from behind. And if you are not successful, we will make sure nothing comes out. But, you know, this feels like your fight inside.
I'm gonna go up to Shari and I'm gonna do the whole where you grip each other's forearms, you know, and just like one hand on her shoulder, and you're a good leader. If we don't see each other again, just know that of all of the Kings and Queens advisors, you are the one that has the most of my respect.
Thank you. And it appears that I am now the leader of the army.
What happened to
Is he dead?
Mr. Boastful?
You all look over, and running eastwardly is a goblin holding the head of O'Dwyer, just booking it like he's holding a bowling ball.
I magic stone that goblin.
Yeah, hit him and he drops the head, and yeah.
Well, at least he died fighting for justice.
I think he hid behind a tree and got surprise attacked.
Well,
as far as from a morale sense, at least he died fighting for his king and queen.
Yes.
Nobody needs to know the truth yet, but they might.
No, we'll sing his praises. It's easier that way.
Not too loud.
No.
Couple of choruses and then focus on the important stuff.
before we go in, I just give Shari like an actual hug.
You can sense her smile, and she just, hugs you back and says, give him hell.
That was the plan all along.
It always is with you three, isn't it?
That's kind of the way that we operate.
I'm going to cast a fourth level aid on all of us before we go in, so we all have 15 extra hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
Is that our maximum or is that temp?
That increases maximum hit points.
Oh, nice.
For 8 hours.
Okay.
So how much does it increase it again?
15, because I'm burning one of my 2 4th level slots to give us a cumulative 45 extra hit points that can be refilled.
Guess what? Guess how many hit points I have now? 169.
Nice. Gonna have to be the title of this episode when it comes out. Just nice.
It almost gets me to 200 hit points.
All right.
And Oliver is at what, 150?
117.
All right, boys. Before we go into the keep, let's duck into the tree, have ourselves a nice long rest, reset, recharge.
Although technically possible, I feel like it's not within the spirit of the game, and I don't think we should do that to our DM.
Okay.
We did just say goodbye, so.
I am going to have everybody roll me another D100.
Ooh.
18.
89.
67.
Nice. It's not quite nice.
It's missing 2 letters.
Oliver, I am going to take away a first level spell slot.
Alright, that's fine.
So the rest of you are good, other than what you've, used. Moonbeam will take up 1.
I used Moonbeam and Wall of Stone.
I marked mine down for Aid and Aura of Vitality, which are the 2 spells.
I used 3 spells, actually.
So.
Wow, that's more spells than I usually use in a fight.
Perfect. All right. So, as you enter the keep, you find yourselves...
It's like the light that I never use.
Yeah, I spent a long time learning how to use all of this, so...
Look at that. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I am on Barnabas.
Okay. You
I
have
rode
got...
in on Barnabas.
All right. So Ridire is
thing.
riding on the back of a Pegasus.
An armored Pegasus.
Yes, he is armored now.
So first things first. I tap my staff onto the ground. Now we all have the tremor sense for the next 10 minutes.
Okay, and how far does that reach?
It's my 60-foot tremor sense.
Perfect.
How many people can you grant that to?
I want to say, let me look at my item. Up to 4 nearby creatures.
So Barnabas has it too.
Yeah, it's not like Darius or the rat or the badger need it.
I mean, you can give it to Darius because up to 4 people would be me, Oliver, Darius, Barnabas, and then the rat and the badger.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because I don't need it because I have it.
Yeah.
All right, so your owlbear and your Pegasus have tremor sense. I will say then that in this room you sense 3 creatures moving around, and to your right, I guess you probably can't see where I'm pinging.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Are they creatures of the night?
Yes, they are. Well,
All right.
yeah, I mean they're baddies. And then over here, you sense 2 creatures. So, yeah.
Which way are we going?
Let's go up and down this little hallway. Like, I want to sneak along any of the walls that are accessible to us and see if there's anything I can feel in the area. Whoa, it just keeps going.
Did you go through a door?
Should we go through this door at the front? Yeah, let's do that.
This door up here?
Yeah, the one that I'm next to.
Sure, let's do it.
Oh, it's locked.
It's locked.
we don't have the dungeon key.
That's awesome. So yes, this one is locked. It's actually, all right, so let me set the scene a little bit better. So as you enter into the keep, the first thing that you're noticing before the tremor sense triggers is how dark it is. It is very poorly lit in any of this. It is cold and drafty. There is a sense of anger and just ill will emanating from the stone itself. And there's it should be very still in here, but there's an almost unearthly wind that rushes by occasionally, and with it, it just feels, it seems like there's a howl moving through the hallways. In front of you, you can see a door that is not just locked, but it's actually very clearly barricaded. There's stuff piled in front of it. It's, you could access it, but it might take some time.
Let's just clear out other rooms first.
I mean, there's pass wall.
Yeah, but why waste spells?
That's true. In case we need it later. Right. Well.
Do you want to do
Let's
the
go to
one
this one.
Yeah.
there?
Let's go over to the left.
It won't let me pass through. Is it
Why can't I go through?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
You can open the door, but we can't pass through it.
Well, that's dumb. But I can move you over.
I don't want to be good. I want to be evil because good is dumb.
All right. As you turn that corner, you look up, and there is a snarling bloodhound looking at you. And as it bares its teeth, I think now that we've seen this is cool. I think we're gonna end our session here tonight. And as we go forward, may roll those nat 20s, avoid those critical fails. Have a good night.